if we click Dead by Daylight, they have a Finnish Mori system that they're releasing. There's a little bit of rioting due to the cheating situation, but this is actually like a really big thing that the developers have been working on. It's slideshow time. The devs made it so that, let's say you injure, you have someone hooked, injured, or escaped, okay? You have 1, 2, 3 people who are either hooked, downed, or escaped, right? The game goes into what the developers like to call last man standing. And Meg is in this last man standing mode. In the last man standing mode, the killer gets a higher FOV. And if the killer downs, if I down Meg, these guys all die to the entity. They're all fucked. They all get killed to the entity. All of them. 1, 2, 3. And then it transitions into a stage where I'm Moriing Meg. So this makes it so that if you have all 4 survivors in the downed state, 3 survivors in the hook state, and then you down 1 in the down state, anything where they're out of commission, when there's 1 last survivor left and they get downed, game over. You're shut out completely. So basically the developers have added like an extra win condition to Dead by Daylight by making Moris a part of the kit. Because usually, when you have 4 survivors downed, they could 4%. They could 4%. They could pick themselves up with Unbreakable. They could do all this bullshit, like boon exponential, like all this stuff to try to come back. The behavior basically made it so that you can kill people faster, as long as you can get everyone on the ground. Everyone can get on the ground. But the thing is that there's a bit of a cost to this, right? That makes Killer too strong by making the Mori's base kit. So what the developers have also done is they've given every single survivor base kit Unbreakable. Every single survivor can pick themselves up within 45 seconds. After 45 seconds of recovering, you can pick yourselves up with Unbreakable. By giving killers a Mori base kit and an extra win condition of just getting everyone out of commission as fast as possible, the cost of that, you give me Mori base kit, I get Unbreakable base kit. It's the TF2 trade. And it feels really weird because I'm a killer main. I play a fuckload of survivor. This is a fucking insane killer buff. This is a fucking insane survivor buff. This feels strong because my playstyle has a fuckload of slugging. I feel weird, but it might be good because then you technically can kill people faster. I throw a hatchet, 2 hatchets down, 3, 4, second down survivor. You know, so first 2 hatchets, I down Dwight. 4 hatchets, I down Claudette. 6 hatchets, I down Jake. 8 hatchets, I down Meg. GG. All of a sudden, with Huntress, I can end the game with a good 8 hatchets. That's fucking nuts. That's fucking nuts. I know everyone's freaking out about the baseline Unbreakable. And let's say you have a survivor that's dead, right? Now all I need to do is slug 3 survivors. So if I tunnel Dwight out of the game, I'm just theoretically in the worst case scenario, I tunnel Dwight out of the game. And then let's say all I need to do is just down these 2, down Meg, GG. Game over. Don't need to deal with 4% bullshit. Don't need to deal with Unbreakable bullshit. It's a massive killer buff. The more I talk about it, the more I feel like that this might be a little too strong for killer. It might need to be tweaked. And maybe the numbers for the Unbreakable need to be a little tweaked a little bit. Because a 45-second pickup time for every single survivor in a comms 4-man Swift might be a little broken. So now, what I didn't cover, they've removed the ability to pick yourself up from Unbreakable, Soul Guard, NOED, Boon Exponential. They removed Moris from Rancor and Devour Hope. They changed these perks as follows. So for Unbreakable, increases your dying state self-recovery speed by 100%. So I'm assuming you recover after 22.5 seconds from the dying state with Unbreakable. And I'm assuming that this is not just a one-time use. You can do this infinitely. And I'm assuming that like when you can pick yourselves up, you can infinitely pick yourselves up over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. That's fucking insane. Like the killer stuff feels like a little overtuned and the survivor stuff feels like a little overtuned, but they're both overtuned, so I feel weird internally. I don't know how to feel about these changes because it's just fucking crazy. Rancor, once all the journeys are powered, the obsession's aura is revealed for 5 seconds. They're permanently inflicted with the exposed stats effect. This is basically, why not just run NOED, right? I know NOED's tied to a totem. At this point, you might as well just run NOED instead of Rancor, right? I think this is kind of trashed here. Just run NOED. I know it's tied to a totem, but NOED is just straight up better in this scenario. Matter of fact, I think we're going to see a massive increase of NOED in a system like this, right? You just insta down, ba 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 ba. You just hit all 4 survivors with NOED. GG. But a massive increase in Unbreakable because 22-second pickup time. Hex Survivor Hope. Once 5 tokens have been earned, any survivor placed on a hook is instantly sacrificed. Keep in mind, this is still a hex. Devour Hope really hasn't changed. Instead of mooring them, you just have to hook them and they are instantly dead. Devour Hope really hasn't changed much. The Memento Mori offerings, you get 8,000 blood points for Cypress, 12,000 for Ivory, and 20,000 for Ebony. As long as you get a finishing Mori with a corresponding killed a certain number of survivors for each Mori. A lot of people were worried about like giving hatch to players. So let's talk about a little bit of the nit and grit in the system, the things that people care about, right? So let's say this 2 disconnects and I feel bad. I want to give someone the hatch. A lot of people are saying in the system's like, oh, it's forcing me to Mori the survivor. And I won't be able to, let's say I want to give either Jake or Meg hatch, right? I want to give one of them hatch because I feel bad because of these 2 shitters on the left. These fucking 2 shitters right here. I want to give someone the hatch because I feel bad. You can still give someone the hatch. It's just that you need to hook Jake. You need to hook Jake or Meg. You need to kill them. Once you kill a gamer, right? Once you kill a gamer, you need to knock down the last survivor. You need, whether it's kicking the hatch or letting them go through the door, you need to knock down the last survivor. You can still let them go. The only thing that's shitty about this is that like when killers give survivors hatch, I like them to know I'm giving them the hatch. So I down them, I pick them up, and then I carry them to the hatch or the door. There's going to be a little bit less credit for giving people hatch, right? But you can still do it. I feel like a lot of people want the credit for being nice. That's the main issue though here. It's like for a lot of people, they don't get the credit for whatever. So let's say you're at the exit gate. Okay. And you down, let's say I downed Dwight. There's something called the heal tech. So whenever a survivor's healing another survivor, the killer can't pick up the person that's downed. This guy can't be picked up as long as someone's healing, right? So there's a massive change when it comes to exit gate endgame plays. So let's say Dwight crawls after being downed, Claudette goes to heal. I hit Claudette, she runs back, right? And then he crawls a little bit because I'm doing the wipe animation. Jake heals Dwight, so I can't pick him up. I hit Jake. He runs the exit. Dwight crawls a little bit more. Meg goes to do the heal tech on Dwight. I hit Meg. And then she runs the exit and more. And now, as long as I pushed out Claudette, Jake, and Meg out of the game, Dwight gets instantly moried, right? So the new system in place would make it easier to secure kills in endgame. Now, if a survivor's on the ground when you're doing the heal tech, they can't just tank 3 hits for the guy on the ground. There needs to be someone within the match in order for this guy to not die 100% of the time. So there's like a prerequisite. They gave Killer Mori Basekit. They gave Killer like a secondary win condition. They made it a little bit easier to secure kills. If you're a survivor main right now, you probably don't like these changes. But the big thing that like is huge that I feel like a lot of people are being like underrated as fuck about is the fact that Unbreakable's base kit. Everyone can pick themselves up. Slugging is a lot less powerful. And this is crazy for people who Swift. This is crazy for people who like solo queue and shit. Infinite Unbreakable. It's infinite Unbreakable. It's fucking nuts, right? If you're slugging. So like Oni like gets hit a little bit hard here. Huntress gets hit a little bit hard here. Nurse gets hit a little bit hard here. Anyone that benefits greatly from slugging. Mori base kit, giving killer an extra win conditions, fucking nuts. But base kit Unbreakable is also fucking nuts. And it's just like, oh my god, what's happening? Games are going to be a lot faster for people who both play killer and survivor. A lot of people are freaking out on Twitter. Oh my god, you're not doing the hacker problem. The thing that's important about that statement is that this upcoming public test build will feature an early version of the new finishing Mori system. Unlike most PTBs, this feature will not be going live in the following update, which means that there'll be an update first before this update. Okay, so there's going to be 2 updates. The next update is likely going to be this hacker situation scenario, I would assume. Don't freak out too much. Fix the cheating problem, blah blah blah. If I have NOED, right, they finish all 5 generators. All I gotta do is just like bam M1, bam M1, bam M1, GG. You know, if someone is dead here, if someone's dead here, it's just like bam M1, bam M1, GG. Whoa, NOED's gonna be fucking nuts. We might see a surge in a lot of endgame builds where people run Bitter Murmur to see the aura of all the survivors combined with NOED, and then create ultimate shutouts with slugging. If you ask me, this feels a little strong on killer. But if you also ask me, giving 4 survivors baseline base kit, unbreakable is a little strong as well. Is this fucking strong for killer? Is it strong for survivor? I don't know how to feel. Those are the updates. Those are the changes in a nutshell.